All right, I'm not showing. One. Okay, there we are. All right, sorry about that technical difficulty, guys. Morning, everyone. After a long 3-day July 4th Independence Day weekend, hope you guys all enjoyed it. I was expecting a ton of news this morning, not just hopefully for Dario, but other stocks. Nothing. Newsfeed is empty. Everyone's on vacation, I guess. Nothing going on. So we got the. We'll talk about the indices and go over some charts, and we'll take it from there. But you can see Nasdaq's down 1.5%, SPY at 1.5%. ARKK risk assets 2.3%. All right, let's go down. A couple things here. As far as sentiment goes, I will note that I've been seeing increasing articles over the weekend. This is something I look at often. I've developed a knack for it over the years in terms of what's in the media, what's bubbling up to the surface. So on sites like Drudge Report and Daily Mail, social media, things that are coming up, I'm seeing a lot more about job losses, people being fired, hiring freezes, things like that. So that's something to watch. That may be playing into some of the price action this morning, down 1.5%. But no major news out there this week right now. This is just a continuation of the bear. Let's go look at our weekly moving averages because that's what's important here. So let's just change that to weekly. And you can see here that I think there's obviously pretty good chance, obviously, at this point, we're going to retest the low in the QQQ. That's 269. We're at 278 now. And you can see where that 200-week moving average is at 265. So that's the NASDAQ. I've given you my thesis on that 1,000 times. And the SPY, let's see where we are on SPY. The low is 362. We're at 376 and 352 on the 200-week moving average. So those are areas that at this point, one would think we're probably going to test, retest and test. Now, the one that I'm hoping will hold is at 3510 on ARKK as it represents risk assets. This is the one, again, on that second leg down right here. It did not hit a new low, unlike Q and SPY. So I'm hoping that continues to hold, which would bode well for micro caps, biotechs, things like that. So that's what I'm hoping for. Now, a couple things to watch. First of all, let's look at the Apple chart. I'll give you my targets again on that because I think this is what would drive the next leg down. If we're going to have a next leg down, is going to be Apple making a move to about 100 to the 112, 1 teens region, something like that. Would be the catalyst for the next leg down if there was bad news at Apple. Bitcoin flat, interesting over the weekend, but it is under 20,000. So I expect that to also retest the lows, which on the BITO chart is 1156. So I think that's going to happen as well. But you know what I'm really encouraged by is UNG, natural gas, is below the 200 DMA. Oil is USO below the 50 DMA, down 1.8% this morning. Now, check this out. I was also looking at agriculture, DBA. Wow, look at this. DBA has lost its entire war pop, all of it. Okay. Another thing I was looking at this morning is XME, which is materials. Although I believe this is, let me just see their portfolio. Yeah, this is it's not actually materials. It's the companies that, in materials business. It's a little bit different, but also gave up all of its war pop. To me, this is very encouraging regarding inflation and potentially, hopefully, avoiding stagflation and just having a mild recession instead of a deep stagflation. So I'm very encouraged by this. Hopefully, this is not just a technical pullback and we pop up again, but both in materials, oil, agriculture, all of those sectors which have been exploding because of the war, they're all coming back. It's really oil, USO, that's still elevated since the war. Let's see. February 24th. So oil was here, USO was 65 and it's 79. That's the only one that still has a premium left in it since the war started. So I'd love to see this continue coming down. And if that happens, hopefully we can hold the 200-week moving average and not go below it. That would be great. It will be a surprise for me. I've been very bearish for a long time, thinking we're going to go below the 200-week moving average and we'll be in a bear for many quarters, if not years. I hope that doesn't happen. So this is my hope that I'm hanging on to, right? Look at those materials and hope they continue to go down. All right. So that's the story there. There's really, look, we're going to go through some of the top stocks that we've been talking about in a second, but can you believe on a Tuesday morning after 3 days, there's nothing in the newsfeed, no news to talk about. Crazy. So let's just talk about a few of these specific therapeutics. We opened the research room for AGRX. I don't love this. I was thankful I made money on it, in and out at just the right times. They did all these terrible offerings. I did get back in at 70 cents, still in the green because of a couple previous good trades, but this one they repriced the offering at 90 cents with a whole bunch of warrants down at 63. I'd like to get out of this, just waiting for a pop. I think the one thing that we've been talking about in the VIP rooms, the thing that could really get this going if it happens, is if there's a political push to make hormonal contraception over the counter. So if that happens, you'll probably see the stock double or triple, something like that, in a flash. Will that happen? I don't know. Will there be chatter about it? Probably yes, but will it come in time to outweigh the effect of all of this shorting happening because of all the free warrants that was given away in this deal? I don't know. So just a very small speculative position for me on AGRX. Now, VTSI, a little interesting. We had some big action end of last week, trying to break out of the 50 DMA. We noticed it was because of an influencer who picked up probably some shares over here, that big volume. I forgot it's Tim something or other, but he has many followers, and the tweet he put on VTSI got lots of engagements, lots of likes, so people are watching. So that's the reason for the move at the end of last week on VTSI, and you can see it's a critical resistance here. If it does break through, you never know, and this is such a thin flow. All it takes is just a few traders to take note of it, and it could go. So this is definitely on high watch. VTSI, unfortunately, I still cover calls on almost all of my trading shares. My break even, I think, is going to be 515, but I have a very large core position as well. So all is good over there. Okay, so definitely watch VTSI. DRIO, I was hoping for news this morning. It's now 9:07. We didn't get it. So it's not a surprise that it's late because these things are always late. But I was hoping that they'd, follow through on their word. So actually, I'm going to reach out to Eris today. Hey, say end of quarter is here. What's going on? So let me see if I can find out a little bit of something on that. DRIO, so that's the story there. And you can see here, the 20 DMA is 618, is it? Yeah. I'm not where, yeah, 20 DMA, that's right. So I'm not super hopeful it's going to break on this, but yeah, you never know. This is going in the right direction, and fundamentally meaning it's going in the right direction. Even if this deal is delayed, it's a stock I think that could still break 770 and head towards 10, regardless of the exact timing of when this news comes out of the national insurer. So that's something we're going to be watching. SMSI, we got a show on it tonight. It's a VIP show. There won't be a recording. So if you're a VIP member, you can hop on to our SMSI show tonight with very important member of our community who is the lead researcher on SMSI. So you can see it's sitting below the 20, 50, and 200. So we'll have a conversation on the latest nuggets, we call them, pieces of research to try to put the pieces of the puzzle together and get a advantage, a little heads up on when a stock might influx. So we'll talk about that tonight at 9 p.m. on Zoom in our SMSI research group community. A couple of other things. SMR did well Friday after, I guess there was some sort of unlock or something like that. This is a D-SPAC. Again, I'm not an expert in the logistics of D-SPACs and all the different phases and things like that, but there was an effectiveness statement that came out. FinTwit expected this to go down because of that effectiveness statement, but lo and behold, it actually went up. It opened down, sharp down, and then up the rest of the time. So this may be a good sign. I have a small amount, long-term position on this because I just love the technology after I learned about it. That's a nuclear energy play, NuScale Power. Definitely take a look at that. I just threw APRN up here because more so, it's been on my watch list for a long time because of at one point we're in Wader Holdings, WTRH, similar sector, and this has just been blowing up. I cannot find any news at all except that it's been being pushed in Reddit, APRN. So it's being targeted. It's 30% short, 28% short, and the Reddit folks are pushing this. You can see a bullish 20 to 50 DMA cross. I don't play these kind of plays that are technical only. It's not my thing. I need fundamentals. I need a catalyst. I need a story. I don't have it. Unless there's an expert in APRN in our community, definitely step up to the plate. Let us know what's going on. But based on my cursory review of news and things like that, I don't see what's driving this other than Reddit people targeting this for a short squeeze. And so far, it hasn't meant anything for WTRH and earnings report, because we were talking about it briefly last week. So I took a look and I didn't see anything compelling that would cause this to pop. But if APRN keeps going, at some point, WTRH may get a sentiment lift as well. So that's something worthwhile to watch. LNN, I picked this up last week. Had a great trade in this. I still own some shares. But 200-day moving average 140, 141 would be your resistance over there. I'm getting more into now selling. It's so hard to make money in this market, man. I'm starting to try to get aggressive with selling covered calls and selling also cash secured puts. I sold one. I'm back in the game. I used to sell cash secured puts all the time, and I exited in November. I stopped doing that, and I sold my first cash secured put last week on PLAB. Which it's even in this market going to be a tough one to make money on, because Micron came out and killed that, but that was a $17 strike for like 50 cents or something. So 16.50 will be my break even next week. But in any case, so that's what I'm trying to do more and more about, selling options as a way to make money in this market. All right, a few other things we're looking at. XXII, that's that wonderful name by Polo. I got in at 2, my latest entry, and you can see the support and resistance levels over here, the 20 DMA and the 200 DMA. Hopefully, we'll see some more traction on that. News that came out. CERN is up this morning. Actually has a little bit of volume, 4,000 shares. Let me just look at that. So this is one I did not sell the pop last week. I've been looking for 270. Maybe I should have sold some of that, but I didn't. So I think my average price on this is 230 in my second entry. I did sell some in an initial spike to 290. Actually, I only sold 10%, so I take it back. I sold 10% at 290. The other 90% has an average of 230. I've been looking for 270 right there, which is the high of day on this red bar and the close of day on this green bar. So 270, and maybe I'm being foolish in this market that I didn't sell 230, 240 spike. But anyway, I'm still in it, and we'll see what happens with CERN. That's a cybersecurity play. Man, I can't believe that Rumble is below $10. So I do have this, so it hurts a little bit here to see Rumble below $10. I guess people are preparing for a D-spec. I don't know. I don't have a precise timing on when that's going to happen, but anyway, that's a Rumble CFVI. So, all right. So, man, YTRA, shout out to Matt. Unfortunately, he's been unavailable to give like detailed presentations on this stuff, but he has been talking about this for a while in the chat rooms. Hopefully, we'll get him at some point to make a presentation. And YTRA, it's like an India Expedia, has just taken off because some entity bought over the last month. They disclosed that they now own like 19% of the company. They've been buying shares every day. So that's YTRA. So congrats to Matt. I don't own it. If one of you do, congrats. All right, that's a story. Don't see much else. Really a buzzkill not to see news. I live on news in the morning. I get always looking for catalysts, and sometimes when you know a company really well, you can understand what a catalyst means to the company ahead of the rest of the market and make a killing acting really fast. That's my bread and butter, actually. So nothing going on this morning. Very quiet morning. All right, we'll talk in the chat rooms today, and we'll see you at 9 p.m. on Zoom tonight. Thank you, everyone.